Were homegrown mods a mistake? Let's be honest. At first, it definitely felt like one. I remember setting them up, all hyped, thinking I had just unlocked the next level of keyboard efficiency. But after using them for a few days, I hated it. The delay from the tap hold action drove me crazy. It was this weird pause that completely threw me off my rhythm, my workflow. What's the tap hold action, you may be asking? Basically, if you tap a key, it acts normally like that key. Let's say that you type A, but if you hold it for a moment, it becomes another key, like control. It's clever, but at the start, it felt like torture. So if you look at my screen, here are my different modifiers. The letter A is the letter A by itself, but if I hold it, it becomes control. This one is Alt, I think, or Option. So it's D or Option. And this other one is F or Command, depending on what I do. Same thing on the right hand. Okay, so we have Command here, we have Option here, and we also have Control here. So I have modifiers in both of the hands. Let me switch to my terminal so you can understand this maybe a little bit better. Okay, so I'm here and I'm going to write something. You're going to notice that I'm going to type the letter A and it just sends the letter A. A, S, D, F. Normal keys, nothing changed, right? But if I do Command Tab, I'm going to switch to a different application. Remember, Command is the letter F, right? So I'm going to hold it and then I'm going to press Tab here. Notice that this shows up. I have Shift on the regular position here on my right pinky. I can press Shift and go back to the previous application as well, right? So the keys, as we mentioned before, act as two different keys, right? When you tap it, it's just a letter by itself, but if you hold it for a few milliseconds, it becomes a modifier key. I couldn't get used to that delay. It felt painful, horrible. I genuinely thought I had ruined my keyboard setup. Then one day, I tried using my Glove 80 keyboard the proper way, using the thumb keys as modifiers, and the amount of effort needed to press something like Command Tab was mind-boggling. Or Control C in the terminal to cancel a command, I had to stretch my thumb across the entire keyboard. That's when it hit me. Homebrew mods weren't the mistake, my thumb keys were. From that moment, Homebrew mods earned a permanent place in my workflow. So just to demonstrate what I'm talking about, let me switch here to my other repo where my Glove 80 keyboard is configured. Let me open this file and let's go up to the main layer so you can see where the modifiers are configured. Okay, so here is my 6 thumb keys. This is Command, Alt, and this one right here is Control all the way here. Okay, so let's compare how easy it is to do this with the keyboard and with home roll mods. Okay, so let's type Command Tab. Look at that stretch. Look where my thumb is right now. So Command Tab is here. Let me switch back to the other camera so you can see this better. Okay, you should be able to see it better here. Command Tab. I'm stretching. I had to move my thumb up there, and I feel somewhat of a pressure, right? So Command Tab works here, but it's not effective. It's not useful. Or what if I'm in the terminal and I need to press Control C? You remember where Control was? Here, right? So I had to do Control C. Look at that thumb stretch. That's unnatural. That doesn't feel comfortable. It's fine to do it, I don't know, 100, 200 times, but after doing it for 5 months straight, for a year straight, your thumbs are going to start to feel it, right? So Control C, look at this. The both of the hands, Control C, really difficult. Doesn't matter if I put it here, Control C, that's even worse. Try to do it with this hand only. Control C doesn't make sense at all. Or even if I put it at a different place here, Control C, but this is option, so I cannot put it here, right? So with home roll mods, if I need to Control C, Control is my letter A, so I don't have to move at all. Already there, Control C, Control C. If I want to use the same hand, if I want to use the opposite hand, even better, right? So Control is here, C is here, right? So I don't move, Control C. if I want to do Command Tab, remember how it was? Command is here, Tab is here. Command Tab, right? Compared to Command Tab. I have to move my thumb and it's not comfortable. Now, not every home mod survived the experiment. One key in particular drove me crazy. Shift. I write a lot of Markdown, and I use Shift constantly to capitalize words. Waiting on that delay every time was unacceptable, so I moved it back to a dedicated key on my left and right pinkies. And to keep things balanced and healthy long term, I use them crossed. Left hand covers right side, right hand covers left side. And if you're on a laptop keyboard, oh man, don't even get me started. The modifier keys are in the worst imaginable position. It's honestly a design crime. In 2025, companies still shipping keyboards like that should be sued. But fear not, my youngster of productivity. There's hope. No matter your operating system, Linux, macOS, or Windows, you can remap all your keys and embrace homegrown mods too. The magic tool that I use for that is Kanata. It's open source and let you remap everything at the OS level. So even a $20 keyboard can have the same power as a custom firmware keyboard. It's basically like a keylogger. Hopefully, not literally, but you can audit the code yourself since it's open source. Let me just show you my Kanata configuration. I'm gonna jump here to my .files, and you will be able to see this file, MacBook sublayer, that captures only my MacBook internal keyboard. You can see that here. And I have all my different layers here. A lot of stuff going on. This is my main layer. This is where the home row modifiers are configured. This is Control, Alt, and this is Command, right? And regular keys when just tapped. I have other sub layers here for my TMUX sessions, which recently became Kitty sessions, Raycast, my symbol layer. I keep all of my different symbols in one layer. I don't want to be doing tap, hold, dance actions and press three keys just to type a symbol or an uppercase letter. No, everything is here. OBS scenes, a lot of stuff going on. Probably you will not understand what I'm talking about here, but don't worry about it. I have several videos about Kanata. I'm going to leave a link to the Kanata playlist in the video description so you can go and check them out. I explain basically everything there. Now, there is something that you need to keep in mind as well. My Glove 80 keyboard, which runs ZMK. What is ZMK? It's just the firmware that runs on this specific keyboard that I use, the Glove 80. There's two firmwares. There's more, I think, QMK and ZMK. ZMK is what this uses. So to modify it, I have to modify a configuration file, then upload it to the keyboard, and all of the changes are applied. So that's what ZMK is in a nutshell. But both my ZMK and my MacBook setups are identical. I don't have to translate anything mentally. So if there's something that you're gonna get out of this video, make your configurations match. There's people that have a workflow for their built-in keyboard and a completely different workflow on their external keyboard, right? That doesn't make sense because you have to be switching between the two. You have to be translating stuff in your mind. You have to be relearning stuff. No. So just to give you a better example, on my MacBook keyboard, the built-in keyboard, right? The right command key is enter, right? So that's what I have enter here as well on my right command. The left command on my MacBook built-in keyboard, which is next to the backspace. I'll try to put an image here, but that left command is backspace here. Okay, so right command is enter, left command is backspace. I have space here as well in both of these fingers. Why? Because on the MacBook keyboard, I can also type space with the right hand or space with the left hand, right? So make them match. You don't need more thumbs. Why? Because on your computer built-in keyboard, you will not be able to reach to the other modifiers, option and control or function that are horribly placed. They don't make sense at all, right? So this is enough. This is comfortable to type on the Glove 80, but also on the MacBook keyboard. So You will not feel a difference when you switch between your mechanical keyboard and your built-in keyboard. There is this myth that we should use our thumbs most of the time because they are the strongest fingers. And I thought that at first, but I don't agree with that at all now. After using this keyboard for a year, I can tell you that's just a myth. That's not real. That's not true. Could be that is the strongest finger, but still, abusing it for a year, you're gonna feel it afterwards. The idea is good in theory, but in practice, things are much different, especially as you age. If you're 20 right now, you're gonna be like, what is this guy talking about? My fingers feel no pain. If you're 20, 25, even 30, you're not gonna feel a damn thing, you know? But once you reach a certain age, I'm 37 right now, I think. So my hands are getting more sensitive, sensible. I don't know, I'm getting older, right? So you have to take care of your hands because they're gonna complain, they're not gonna like stuff. When you're 50, you will not be able to type. So if you're young, start now. Don't make the same mistakes that a lot of people do and suffer with RSI that they cannot type at all. I'm good at the moment, but you should start early in your life. Don't wait till you're too old. If you want to learn what CMK actually is and how to configure your firmware through a Git repo instead of some peasant GUI, make sure you subscribe because that video is coming out soon. Also, let me know down in the comments if this is something that would be interesting to you or not. Also, if you want to see how I execute scripts directly from ZMK, which is my Glove 80 keyboard, using SKHD on macOS, check out my other videos. I'm going to leave them in the video description or somewhere. Just go and look for them in my channel. But in case that you want to join me on a live stream that I'm going to be doing next Wednesday, I'm going to be answering questions and talk more about my keyboard workflow overall there. Okay, this is the video that I'm talking about. Kanata config and ZMK questions. It says there that it was published 3 days ago, but it wasn't. Let me try to open it. Let's see what happens. You should be able to see here. Yep. It's scheduled for November 12th, 5 p.m. my time. I don't know what time that is for you. I don't know if you're in the wrong side of the world and it's gonna be a bad time. Doesn't matter. Just join, and if you have any questions, we can go over them there. Video is going to be public. Everyone will be able to watch it. But if you miss it, it's gonna become members only after. So even if you miss it, you can still watch it, but you have to become a member. So were home roads a mistake? At first, absolutely. Now, they're the single biggest improvement I've made to how I type and how I think about the keyboard. Also, before I let you go, I want to thank the CEO, Web23, web23.com. I also want to thank the executive producers and all the different YouTube members. Really appreciate it, each one of you. Thank you very much. If you want to become a member, I'm going to leave the links in the video description as well if you want to support the channel. If you don't, it's fine. Remember, like the video, leave a comment down below, and share it as well. Hope you learned something useful. I'll see you in the next video.